And we want to talk a little bit of business before we get to our next conversation this morning. It's all about great conversations right here on Morning Express. And the question is, the Kenyan government struggling to meet its financial obligations? This is the question on the minds of many Kenyans as a wave of taxation and borrowings by the government takes center stage. Michael Karanja with the details.
I, Uhuru Kenyatta.
April 9th, 2013. President Uhuru Kenyatta is sworn in as the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya. 2 months later, the government unveils its most ambitious budget, surpassing the 1.5 trillion mark, which outlines the government's transformation agenda. Sticking to pledges made during the campaigns, money was set aside for the women and youth, free maternity care, laptops for primary school children, getting 1 million acres of land under irrigation, not forgetting keeping to the infrastructure development path set out in the previous government. But right from the onset, there seemed to be a problem in raising the funds needed to meet the obligations of the government. Add to this the devolved units of government, and the picture was clear on just how strenuous this was going to be. A deficit of 300 billion shillings in the budget meant that the Kenya Revenue Authority had to work extra hard to meet its targets.
The Kenya of yesterday is holding the Kenya of tomorrow. So the conclusion should be, now that we are after 50, because we have now finished 2013, so we are very old. We are now in 2014. Are we serious? We have anything new we want to think?
When our economy is not as buoyant as might be, there's still a bit of consumer confidence that needs to be instilled. And don't get me wrong, I think it will, over the next 6-12 months, we'll start to see an upturn.
That being the case, the government has more than once had to go back on its planned projects, perhaps an indicator of how thin the purse has become. In a bid to make ends meet, Treasury recently indicated plans to streamline expenditure, especially on non-essential areas, hoping to make between 10 to 13 billion shillings in savings over the next 5 months. Striking too in the manner of the state's cost cutting was the blanket freeze on employment announced by the cabinet late in 2013. This also includes shelving plans to restructure state corporations with the aim of making them lean and efficient. Sources have also told KTN Business that this decision was also based on saving huge severance packages that the government could have paid out.
We have a lot of idle jobs which are being paid and producing nothing.
What is clear is that a number of the counties, in fact probably all of them, have inherited huge debts that were left there by the previous city councils. And all they're trying to do now is to make their books balance, which is by no means an easy task because they're starting with a huge debt.
Already, commercial banks indicate huge borrowings by the state to meet its goals. This, in addition to the growing taxation craze by the taxman, points to an aggressive attempt to have ends meet. But the insatiable needs for funds do not end with the national government. County governments are also keen on meeting their obligations and are facing a backlash.
Investors have to be, first of all, reassured that these governments are run well. There is a high level of accountability and transparency in running their affairs, and they have the ability to pay back what they have borrowed.
Right, thank you, Michael Karanja. It is indeed true. The county governments, national government, everybody trying to meet their obligations, raise money, but at the end, it's the taxpayer who feels that pinch. Let's wind up with a look at other stories that made headlines in the world of business yesterday.
A microfinance product dubbed Linda Jamii has been launched in the Kenyan market with an annual subscription of 12,000 shillings. The product offers in- and outpatient services as well as maternity, dental, optical cover, among others. The product has been launched by Safaricom, Britam and Changamka Microfinance. Elsewhere, Tala Oil Company has held consultative meetings with the Turkana community at Kakaleng in Turkana South over a land that the company have recently discovered another oil well. The oil company requested the community living around the area to relocate. This, the community said, will only happen upon compensation and signing of a memorandum of understanding with the exploration firm. Finally, the World Bank has approved a grant of 5.2 billion shillings for the improvement of the health sector in the country. The funds, according to the Health Cabinet Secretary James Macharia, will go towards assisting poor Kenyans in health and nutrition services. The money, which was approved in December 2013, will be disbursed through county governments as part of the devolution process for the health sector. Philip Kaitan, KTN Business.
And that's business. Thank you, Philip. We wrap it up there. Let's get to know our country today. We focus on Wajir town, which is located on the northeastern part of Kenya in our Know Kenya segment.
Wajir is located on the northeastern part of Kenya. It borders Mandera County, Republic of Somalia, and Garissa. It is the capital as well as the administrative center. It has an annual temperature of 28 degrees Celsius, receiving little or no rainfall. The population of Wajir County is 661,941 people. That is 12 people per 2 kilometers radius. Wajir is mainly inhabited by the Somalis, most belonging to the Degodia, Morale, and Hawadle sub-clans. The main economic activity is pastoralism, commercial business, and trading. The vast and large tracts of land provide the grazing pastures for the large camels and cattle herds. The tourist attraction in the town includes Wajir Museum, the luxurious Malab Hotel, and the Wajir Airport, among other interesting sites.